Hi, I'm Jasmine Jiejie, and today I want to tell you a story about a baby penguin who is afraid of the water. Now, the penguins you see behind me are African penguins, so they're from Africa, whereas the penguin we're talking about today, Natalia, she is from South America. Now, this book is written by myself and illustrated by Jessica of DrawnBy. So, DrawnBy does reusable and rewashable coloring silicone mats for kids. So go check it out on her website if you want to. And also this book can be purchased at www.jasminejiejie.com. Now let's begin. Natalia. So Natalia was scared. Her mommy was nowhere to be seen, and she was all alone on the beach. As Natalia waddled up the beach to look for her mommy, people took notice of her. Someone shouted, "Look, a baby penguin! Put her back into the water." Natalia did not understand. Someone picked her up and threw her into the water. But my mommy might be on the beach, she thought. So she came back out of the water and looked all around. Splash! Someone threw her back in again. Natalia did not know that the people were trying to help her. She tried to come back up, but was thrown into the water once more. A crowd had started to form, and Natalia had never seen people before, and there were so many of them. They were loud, they were excited, and they were flashing their cameras at her. Natalia started to cry. Look how scary it is. Having a camera flashed at you is not a fun thing to do, not a fun thing to experience, so we don't flash our cameras at animals, okay? Now, on the other side of town, Carlos received a phone call. Carlos worked at an animal rescue center that helped animals in need, much like Natalia. So he knew how to help animals who had been separated from their parents. When he found out that Natalia was in trouble, he got into his car to go pick her up. Natalia trembled in Carlos's arms. His soothing voice calmed her down a little. "We'll take her with us," he said to the crowd. He put her into his car and drove her back to the rescue center. Vroom, vroom. When Carlos tried to put Natalia into a little pool, Natalia remembered being thrown back into the ocean by the noisy crowd. She did not want that. She was scared, and she did not want to go into the water at all. She jumped out and quickly waddled away from the pool. Carlos did not mind. He was very patient with her. Carlos tried to lure her back into the pool with food, but Natalia was frightened and did not want to eat. Carlos offered her food every day. By the third day, Natalia was famished. She was starving. She gladly accepted the fish that was in Carlos's hand. It was delicious. She wanted more. Now, a few days later, Carlos put some fish into the pool filled with water. He wanted Natalia to try to swim. After all, baby penguins have to learn how to swim so that they can find food in the ocean. She dipped her little beak into the water to pick up the fish. It was not long after Natalia decided to jump into the pool herself. "This is not as scary as I thought it would be," Natalia thought. Carlos had a big smile on his face. "Yeah." One day, Natalia got a very special surprise. Another baby penguin, a Humboldt penguin just like her, had been rescued too. They named her Rosita, and Natalia liked her very much. With Rosita around, Natalia was not so afraid anymore. Rosita's friendship gave Natalia some courage. She was finally ready for the big pool. Carlos put a fish into the big pool and it sank right to the very bottom. Natalia hesitated for a second and then she dived right in. Splash! She was so proud of herself that she made splishy, splashy sounds in the surface of the water. Now Carlos was very proud of her too. As the day went by, Natalia and Rosita became great friends and would often follow each other around. They were growing up quickly. So the day finally came when Carlos realized that it was time to release them back into the wild where they belonged. They drove to the pier together. Now that is a pier. Then they took a boat to an island that was close to the shore. There was a penguin rookery there. Now this is a penguin rookery. It's where they live. A penguin rookery is a place where penguins nest, mate, and raise their babies. I wanted to say kids. Babies. When the time came, both Natalia and Rosita were carried up to the side of the boat. Carlos counted to 3. 1, 2, 3. Rosita jumped off immediately, but Natalia stayed still. Her heart pounded. She was unsure. She wanted to say thank you to Carlos, but she did not know how to. So Carlos looked at her with a knowing glint in his eye. He knew. With a helping hand from Carlos, Natalia jumped off the side of the boat to join Rosita in the water. Together, they flapped their flippers as fast as they could. They would go and meet their brand new family on the island. The end. And right at the back, you have some information about the Humboldt penguin. So I really enjoyed writing and reading this story for you today, as I hope you enjoyed listening to it too. Do remember, this book can be purchased at www.jasminejiejie.com. If you don't know how to spell it, it's here, jasminejiejie.com. And you can purchase it for yourself, you can purchase it for your friends, or just get it for fun. Now, till next time, I am Jasmine Jiejie, and I hope to see you soon.